Does Children's Hospital of Philadelphia offer gender-affirming support, including surgical or hormonal procedures, directly to children as young as 3 years old? No, that's not true. The hospital's Gender and Sexuality Development Program offers psychosocial and medical support for gender nonconforming, gender-expansive and transgender children and youth up to age 21 and their families. However, in prepubescent children below the age of 8, the program only offers social and behavioral support to a child's caregiver, which is described by the program's director as parent-only support. The claim originated in a video shared on Instagram on March 5, 2023, which claimed that Children's Hospital of Philadelphia offers gender-affirming support to 3-year-olds. Text that accompanied the video read, quote, "Are you kidding me? Tell me again that we're not in a spiritual battle over the innocence of our children. Hashtag this hashtag is hashtag pure hashtag evil hashtag friends." End quote. Below is how the post appeared at the time of this writing. Source: Instagram screenshot taken Monday, March 6, 12 hours 34 minutes and 0 seconds Coordinated Universal Time 2023. The video on Instagram included a short portion excerpted from a 48-minute live event on Facebook originally hosted by Burke's Teens Matter and was later posted on YouTube on August 9, 2021. The claim on Instagram didn't explicitly state that Children's Hospital of Philadelphia, CHOP, is offering surgical or hormonal, gender-affirming, procedures to children as young as 3, but alluded to the notion by excluding an important portion of the full exchange that includes important context. In the full exchange, it was clearly and explicitly stated that the program's policy is to offer support only to family, parents, and guardians of a young child up until the child reaches the age of 8. At the 6:30 mark in the full video, Samantha King, identified in the video's About section as the Family Support and Education Specialist from the Gender and Sexuality Development Program at CHOP, was asked for what ages the program typically offered support. She responded, quote, "The youngest that we support is really as soon as kids start talking about gender, which we know happens around age 3. So, if families are starting to hear a young one talk about gender in any capacity that they're looking for any additional support, we can help provide." So, typically the structure, when we're working with younger kiddos, is actually just through parent support. So, any parent, guardian, loved one, who has a kiddo really under the age of 8 and they're looking for support around gender for their child, we will do parent education and support. Because everything we're offering at a young age, pre-puberty, is really just social care and social support. That really relies on the caregivers of a child. End quote. Quote, "We say age 3, but it's not necessarily that we're seeing a 3-year-old come into our clinic. We're actually working with the parents and guardians at that point." End quote. On its website, the program notes that it offers psychosocial and medical support for gender nonconforming, gender-expansive and transgender children and youth up to age 21 and their families. This is done through a variety of services, including a lending library for parents, children and adolescents, as well as monthly support groups, among other things. In response to an inquiry from Lead Stories, Shane Diamond, a spokesperson for the international transgender health group World Professional Association for Transgender Health, WPATH, wrote in an email received on March 7, 2023, that support for parents of transgender or gender-diverse children could look like providing information about social transition and/or how parents can be supportive of their children's emerging gender identity, whatever that may be. According to the Mayo Clinic, most children between 18 and 24 months can recognize and label gender groups, while most will label their own gender by the time they reach 3 years old. Studies have shown that children are aware of their gender as young as 3. But there are no recommended hormonal therapies until they reach puberty, Diamond told Lead Stories. Per WPATH's Standards of Care, or SOC8, recommendations, which were originally published in 1979 and most recently updated in 2022, hormonal suppression therapy, also known as puberty blockers, can be prescribed once an adolescent reaches Tanner stage 2 of puberty. This is described by the National Institutes of Health as the time that biological females begin to develop breasts, typically between 8 and 13 years old, or when males begin testicular development, typically between 9 and 14 years old.